All right, we're doing it. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here in the Extol Media Studios. We are live here from uptown New Albany, and we're talking about a heat advisory for today. So thanks for joining us this morning, or maybe you're popping in during the afternoon or evening watching the replay. Thanks for being here. Plenty to talk about. As always, we're going to be talking about the heat wave. If I can pop up the weather headlines here and show you exactly what we're going to be talking about. And so we've got, let me go ahead and bring that up right there. Heat advisory for today. We'll have a chance for an isolated pop-up shower. Only about a 10 or 20% chance of that for today and tomorrow. And this is a long-lasting heat wave, meaning we'll probably have heat index numbers up around 100 or above all the way through next Wednesday or so. Now, late next week, Thursday, Friday timeframe, the long-range weather models are calling for some August relief. So not this weekend, but next weekend is our first August weekend. It looks like we may have a little bit of relief around that time, and we'll take a look at that with the dew point map and the precipitable water map. So we're going to try for some good news down the road as we look at the weather models here coming up in just a little bit. So let me go ahead and remove that one and bring back up the radar and satellite. Things are pretty quiet across the area. As we bring this up full screen here, you can see the active weather to the northwest. So it would actually be kind of nice maybe to get a pop-up shower. Got to get real lucky for that. You can see as we zoom in here, there are just a couple showers passing through areas west of Bedford, Indiana, so out towards Vincennes and really closer to the Illinois state line. And tomorrow, we'll likely see most of our thunderstorm activity up around central Indiana. If you look at the radar maps tomorrow afternoon, that's where we'll find most of the showers and thunderstorms closer to kind of the edge of the heat wave. Where the heat wave breaks down, that's where you'll often find that better chance of some showers and thunderstorms, but we're a little bit farther south than that. Live look outside here at all of that sunshine. Grab the shades, take it easy, take those breaks with a heat advisory from noon until 8 p.m. Again, that heat index around 105. Enjoy the AC as much as you possibly can, and seek the shade. Lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothing is always the advice. Plenty of sunscreen as well. I did get a chance to get out and play a little tennis yesterday afternoon with my son, Brady. I had to take it real slow and easy. The old man's back is still not feeling the best. So he took it easy on me and then we took a little dip in the pool as well. As usual, we've got Beverly Haggis popping in from Borden, Indiana. Good morning to Beverly, and also from Borden, Indiana. We've got Perry Porter. And I'd have to say we have no drought this summer. Not yet. Never know what August will bring. Perhaps we'll dry things out August, September. Hopefully if we do get any drought conditions or drier than normal conditions, Perry, hopefully that'll be toward harvest right on time there. But always got to wait and see. Never know for sure the long range outlook with a weather pattern change. And I think there is a little weather pattern change to start off August, a little refreshing start. Again, we'll talk more about that. Thanks for popping in the comments. Thanks for joining us here on Ben at 10 on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine. Maybe you're also joining in on Extol Weather on Facebook. There it is, P-E-I-N-E. If you pop it in the search on Facebook, Extol Media, E-X-T-O-L. Media on YouTube. Thanks for liking or subscribing there. We also post a lot of other videos you might find interesting there on our YouTube channel and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. So that's what's happening now. Let's actually take a look at some current conditions out there before we dig into the forecast. And I want to show you also, I'm going to bring back the bird nerd segment because a purple martin showed up on my Merlin app, and I looked at the radar up in Prospect, Kentucky, and it was an explosion of purple martins. So hold tight, and we'll get to that video here in just a second once we get to that forecast. All right, let me bring up extolmag.com/weather, And again, this is where you're going to find a lot of great resources. Look at these temperatures already shooting up well into the 80s. Remember, yesterday morning we had many areas starting off in the 60s. So temperatures are not shy today. We'll be around 90 by noon, and then heading into the mid 90s this afternoon. Heat index feeling like 105. And again, on the interactive radar here at xtolmag.com/weather, there you can see a couple of these little pop-up showers up to our northwest, but the bulk of the shower activity out over northern Missouri, eastern Kansas, and eastern Iowa. So we are, again, super crazy muggy across the area. And it's going to stay that way, as I mentioned, all the way through the middle of next week. Another live look outside at all that brilliant late July sunshine here as we look at our live cam at the Falls of the Ohio and the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org. I always like to take just a moment and see if anybody's out there having a good fishing morning. Taking a look at the railroad bridge and out towards downtown Louisville, which my wife and I will be in downtown Louisville. We don't cross the river as much these days, but going to be heading to a comedy show later on this evening. So again, just waiting for it to pan off to the east, because that's where we usually find folks maybe taking that morning stroll or throwing in the fishing line. But pretty quiet out there this morning, not seeing a whole lot going on. All right, let's take a look at also our partners as well. I want to thank Lions Roofing here. Not only do they do work, of course, in Indiana, where you can call 812-294-3595, but also throughout Louisville and Kentucky, commercial, residential. They can help you out financially with that as well, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. And go to the careers section. There's a roofing repair technician job opening there. They worked closely with Michael Long, my insurance agent, which recently had to add another car. We got to try to manage this fleet of family vehicles because my son is now driving. Watch out. My daughter, my wife, of course, and me, we've got a backup, really old pickup truck that we often drive as well and haul wood around in. But anyway, he helps us out with the home and auto here with American Family Insurance. Michael Long, give him a ring, 812-578-3072. And he even helped me out during off hours in the evening time a couple nights ago to try to add on that vehicle, which I need to get registered. So thank you very much, Michael Long. He can help you out throughout the Hoosier state and even has products in Kentucky as well. Proud to be an American Star certified agency, excellence in customer service. libspaving.com, LIBS, paving.com, top asphalt paving contractor around. I want to mention this too, because the career section, if you go in the upper right-hand corner, they are still looking for you. If you want to apply now, there are a lot of available employment opportunities. Every line right there. There's a superintendent, a project manager, prep grade, excavation laborer, prep foreman, all different kinds of job openings right there. If you want to check that out, you can apply online at libspaving.com. You can also get your certification to get that opportunity as well at ivytech.edu, and just head to locations, head to the Sellersburg. And as I always say, I highly recommend, if you're a sophomore, junior in high school, get connected, get that dual credit, save you thousands and thousands of dollars and gives you a head start. Or you can get that 2-year certification, possibly right out of high school and already join the workforce. 42 different programs offered. If you go here, you can sign up for Tuesdays at the Tech, get on one-on-one information about all their different partnerships and financial aid, student services, admissions, all that good stuff there at Ivy Tech. That is the Sellersburg campus right there, exit 9, right off of I-65, just north of downtown Louisville. So thanks to all of our partners here. If you want to partner up, you can become an advertising partner. We can help you out with marketing, whatever it might be. We can be your Southern Indiana megaphone. We are Extol. We are highly celebrating Southern Indiana and beyond. And contact me, Ben, at xtolmag.com. Or if you have a weather question, any kind of communication, that's where you can find me. There's my email, ben@extolmag.com, or Jason. You can reach out to him as well at extolmag.com. All right, we're getting into that forecast mode. Again, we showed you the weather headlines today. Heat advisory, noon to 8. Isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out, but it's going to be a very small chance. Most of us will stay dry in this excruciating heat out there for today. Long-lasting heat wave through at least the middle of next week, before some August relief, which looks like it'll make its way in here late next week. And we'll take a peek at that with the long-range weather model data here in just a moment. Here's that play ball forecast. Take a lot of water out there and the sunscreen. Seek that shade. 90 by noon, 95 this afternoon, 87 at 8 p.m. That rain chance just at around 10 or 20%. And a southwest wind will be light at 5 to 10. If you're a golfer out in this heat, you may notice the golf ball flies probably 10 yards farther because hot air is lighter air and it can just sail. So you might have to add some yardage to your clubs if you're out there playing. Good for you if you're getting out there. All right, so this is the Bird Nerd segment. We may have a few comments popping in before I get to that. I get it. Purple Martin is the story this morning, and I've got a radar animation I want to show you of them. Probably hundreds of thousands of them taking flight this morning. Linda Lawrence, you got it, another hot one. And thanks for popping in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from as well. Laura DeVore, thanks for saying hello and connecting with us this morning. Jackie Strange, have a good one from Georgetown, Indiana. Tammy Morton with a good morning. Karen Adams from Mount Washington. Vicki Berger, good morning. Sun is shining in Salem and all throughout southern Indiana and Kentucky. And Clara Matthews, thanks for watching our show this morning. All right, so here we go. Here's the birds that we had in my backyard. Look at the bottom left. That's the purple martin. Had the blue jay, the eastern wood pewee, the northern cardinal, the indigo bunting, beautiful bird there. Carolina wren was loud this morning. We had a great crested flycatcher. The hummingbird they were fighting and going crazy last night. We were like ducking our heads. They get pretty wild. The white-breasted nuthatch. Now take a look at this. I'm going to bring up this video, and I think it's about 10 seconds long, but watch right at sunrise, like clockwork this time of year through August. You're going to see this, looks like a bomb going off, and these are the purple martins being picked up by the radar around Prospect, Kentucky. So here we go. Boom. That's crazy. Every morning. So as long as we don't have storms around, when the radar is in dry air mode, it's more sensitive and can pick up on the birds flying out of their roost. So one of those guys flew across the river into my backyard and picked it up on the Merlin app. So one more time, if you missed it, take a close look. You'll see this kind of ring go out from the middle as the purple martins are waking up. Awesome stuff right there. Very, very cool. And I've been seeing that for probably, since I've been here, 17 years. They always set up shop there near the river, southwestern Oldham County. Lillian Lasley, good morning. Hope you had a good birthday. And Teresa Thomas, I'm going out for my birthday lunch. I know it's hot, but that's okay. Happy birthday to Teresa this morning. Got some July birthdays in here. And Beverly Haggis with a wow. It is always an impressive sight, those purple martins when they take off. So that is your bird nerd segment. We haven't had one in a while. Back to the forecast. UV index is up to a 10 today. Easy to burn, so be careful with that. Don't forget the top of your ears. I had a huge chunk taken out a few years ago, and now there's not much matter, I'll say, right there. So got to be careful with that. If you see any really dark spots, irregular spots, go to your dermatologist. It's worth getting checked out. So on the allergy report, what might be bothering you is the weed pollen, which is growing very quickly. Which reminds me, I need to at least mow the front yard today. And we've got Sarah Whitehead Bolt tuning in this morning. Thanks for the good morning. Hope you're off to a good start. And our sunset times, I posted this. It got a lot of shares. Thanks for sharing the sunset emoji that I put out yesterday, if you did that. But we have our first before 9 p.m. sunset. Got before 9 p.m. sunsets for the rest of this year. So our daylight time is at 14 hours and 20 minutes today. By September 9th, so a little over a month from now, a month and a half, our daylight is down to 12 hours and 40 minutes. So like in a month and a half, we lose way over an hour of daylight. So we got August, September, so 3 months from now, October 24th, we're down to 10 hours and 50 minutes of daylight. We lose almost 4 hours of daylight. Sunsets in 3 months at 6:52. And then, of course, November 2nd, with the time change, we're down to 5:42. Some people I saw were like cheering this on that love fall. Kind of shows that as our days get shorter, we're getting closer to fall, which is, I think, 60 days away now. And I think it's right around 30 days until college football. But other people sad that our days are getting shorter and shorter. All right, our forecast for today: a high of 95 degrees for your July 24th. We'll go a heat index up around 105. And, Teresa's from Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Happy birthday, Teresa. And Vicky Berger giving a happy birthday again to Lillian, which was yesterday. Southwest wind at 5 to 10. There again, that sunset at 8:59. 77 our low for tonight. It's AC all the time, mostly clear, very muggy tonight, and almost no breeze out there, stagnant, and just sultry. Midsummer night here. 6:39 our sunrise tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's forecast for your Friday, July the 25th. I'm not going to go there. I almost added an alliteration for Friday with a bad four-letter word, which I won't say. I'm gonna keep it clean here today for your Friday, a frying Friday. We'll say 78 out the door, 90 at noon, 95 again. Heat index 105, about a 20% chance of an isolated pop-up shower. 6:39 the sunrise, 8:58 the sunset. Average high 89, average low 71. We roll on with the heat wave. Mike Sievert, thanks for tuning in this morning. And Rita Underwood mowed yesterday there in Campbellsville. I should have done that yesterday, as it felt a little better, even though it was pretty muggy out there. Glad you got it done. Beverly Hagest with a happy birthday to Teresa as well. Love to celebrate the birthdays here on Ben at 10. And then 92, I'm going to go just a little bit less hot. I mean, it won't feel much different. It's going to be super crazy muggy still, but a little better chance, about 30% chance of a spotty shower or thunderstorm Saturday. And then we're dropping that to almost no chance. I'll just give it a 10% cover my butt chance of rain Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but mostly dry, as we're right in the middle of that heat wave early next week. Mid 90s to upper 90s Monday, Tuesday, lows upper 70s to the low 80s in the city. Their lowest temperatures in the low 80s. So that pool water is going to be warming up, all the water, whether it's if you're heading to one of the lakes this weekend or the river, that water is getting warmer and warmer. So the GFS and the Euro next Wednesday, Thursday, trying to bring in a front right around that time, kind of Canadian Great Lakes front. It does look to cool us down and give us some dry, refreshing air. So that is what we have to look forward to. I'm a little more confident that we will have that front move through late next week. There's a strong signal there in both the models for several days now, and it hasn't been changing or mixing up. The Euro's like a day later, like around Friday. The GFS was a little sooner, around Thursday. So we're going to fine tune when that relief will be on the way, but it looks like late next week is that time frame. All right, let me again bring up another view here. Let me remove that and add that. And again, just if you're just popping on, looking at some of the current conditions out there, and you can do this very easily, by the way. Just head to extolmag.com/weather. And we're now up to 87 already in downtown Louisville, 86 there in Sellersburg. Getting steamy, close to showers out just to the west of Evansville and to the west of Bedford, Indiana. But most areas are all dry out there. It's coming up to 10:20. You know what that means. It is time for digging into the weather model data. And we're taking a quick live look there at Vincennes and Market Streets. Thankfully, I drove the car that has the AC today. I stole my daughter's car. We're having one of those car situations where things are breaking down. So we've got a car in the shop. We're trying to register a car so we can drive it legally as the backup car. We've got a truck with no AC. We're having a good time. We're having a good time with it. All right. If I didn't have bad luck with cars, I would have no luck at all. My entire life since I've been 16, I feel like I've had no luck with the vehicle situation. Boo-hoo. All right, here is a look at the radar and satellites. You can see the active weather to our northwest, and just seeing a few of these little pop-ups just off to the northwest. This is the kind of air where you can just kind of sneeze and pop up a little shower. And I mentioned this too, I believe yesterday. We have evaporation, we have transpiration from the cornfields and the soybean fields now. So we had a heat wave earlier in the summer when the corn and soybean wasn't grown yet. This can add to the mugginess for areas outside the city. It is a trade-off. So you'll likely see the heat index just as high in the countryside as the inner city because of this trade-off. So in the city, you're going to get a hotter air temperature, but over the concrete, the dew point can be a little lower. So you may see like a 105 heat index downtown. On the flip side, when you get out in the countryside, air temperature might be a little lower, say low 90s, but it's actually muggier like in the jungle because of the water vapor that the leaves are putting off from the corn and soybean. 105 heat index. Not much relief wherever you go. Not good news, but just wanted to point that out. So Mary Dale, good morning. Sorry to hear about the auto issues. It's like where you feel like you're going to work just to be able to pay for the car to get you to work situation. It'll all blow over. It's all right. Thank you, though. All right, back to the weather model data. So let's bring up, if you're a regular viewer, we often like to start with I'll let you say it, the HRR weather model, the HRRR, the High Resolution Rapid Refresh Weather Model. So this updates every hour, unless you're going to look at the 48-hour version, and then that updates several times a day. So it's picking up very well on where there's some active weather out west. It does not see the little pop-ups out towards Vincennes, but that's okay. It's just a little bit of activity there. So this is at 2 p.m. today. It's got us high and dry across the region with showers out west. As we go to like 5 o'clock, so we reach the maximum heating of the day, we might be able to get a cumulus cloud to grow big enough to produce an isolated shower. So this is at 7 p.m. And then here is 8 o'clock. Notice just the very random, super isolated nature. We're talking maybe like 5-10% chance, maybe 20% chance. Beverly, yeah, we do like sweet corn for sure. And this is at 9 o'clock. So right around sunset, if there is a cumulus cloud that grows big enough into a cumulonimbus, nimbus meaning rain, super isolated, would likely fade away around sunset, which is now at 8:59. Let's go into the 48-hour version of the HRRR. I'm going to kick this into our Friday. Let's just go. So this is Friday morning. Let's go Friday afternoon because there probably isn't going to be anything Friday morning. As we go into the mid-late afternoon hours, notice more active weather to the north. So I do think central Indiana will be the better shot at some kind of rain relief showers and thunderstorms because it's going to be miserable heat tomorrow. But notice as well, I've got about a 20% chance, 10 or 20% chance for our Friday afternoon. There's a little tiny pop-up. This is Friday at 4 p.m. And this is at 5 p.m. This is at 6 o'clock. And again, the better chance to our north and northwest at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Here's 7 o'clock. And again, just some super isolated activity. Consider yourself lucky if you're able to get a pop-up shower at any point here over the next several days. So Perry has a old-timer saying, some weather folklore here. If we get a lot of rain in the summertime, we'll have lots of snow coming our way in the wintertime. I don't see really a correlation to that. We do get stuck in weather patterns. So we've been in kind of a wet weather pattern much of this year. But that can flip, and then you're into a dry weather pattern, or you're into a cold, dry weather pattern in the wintertime. So I'm not really buying that correlation there. Okay. But I always love the folklore, though. Always fun to hear that stuff. Well, Beverly, that's very kind of you. Beverly saying, my brother-in-law, son planted about 2 acres of corn. We'll give it away. I'll let you know when it's ready. Usually second 3 weeks of August, we'll hook you up. Thank you very much. We'll take you up on that. Should be a short drive over there to your spot. All right, let's go to the NAM 3 kilometer. I'm going to go to this afternoon. And I think it's what I would call a little out to lunch. It's showing more, I think it's picking up on how muggy and unstable the air is. I think we're gonna have more of a lid on the atmosphere than that says. So I'm gonna go with the HER rather than the NAM 3 kilometer for today. Now let's go to tomorrow. We'll start this off at noon with the NAM 3 kilometer is just another high resolution weather model that goes out about 48 hours. This is our Friday afternoon, and it shows just a very isolated shower chance for tomorrow with the better chance off to the northwest as well. So that seems like a common solution here with the weather models, that up around I-70, Indianapolis, a little better chance of the showers and thunderstorms for our Friday. Saturday, I do think we'll have a little better chance of some showers and thunderstorms across the area. And we can go to the very end. So on the 26th, we'll go. That is Saturday the 26th. We'll go into the afternoon. So this is not a super high resolution weather model, but it does show a chance for maybe a little bit of, some spotty showers and thunderstorms Saturday. David Kroom, thanks for the good morning and popping in the comments. Appreciate you watching here. And then we're mostly dry as the heat wave rolls on into next week. We can look at the apparent temperature, which is another way to just say the heat index. It looks like next, around Tuesday would be one of our hottest days. That would be the 29th. And I think the GFS weather model has been a little bit conservative as far as these heat index numbers, but I'll pop some of these on here. It's even worse out west. I'm going to keep clicking here. And again, it might be a little worse than this as well. So I'll bring this up full screen so you can see it. So that is our heat wave as it continues. Those are, a 105 or above heat index values for much of the area. So we'll likely see, we got a heat advisory today. We'll likely see many more heat advisories as we head through next week. So Vicki Berger's got the youth coming in for Serve Day for Sunday. Remind us what church that is, Vicki. But Sunday looks pretty dry, but just really hot. We could have a heat advisory. So we're looking at 94 Sunday. So they just need to stay cool as they are serving on Sunday Serve Day. Okay, we've covered the heat. We've covered our little storm chance. really just a little pop-up shower chance today and tomorrow, which is going to be very small. I will, just for fun, we'll bring up the Storm Prediction Center and the Climate Prediction Center, and then we're going to start to go on the Ben on a Limb segment where we go farther out here. So no severe weather threat for us for today. Just level 1 over. That's a very low risk of severe weather across the entire continental United States. Day 2, no severe weather threat. That's tomorrow. Day 3, no severe weather threat. That is off to the north. So garden variety, if you do end up maybe getting that isolated shower over the next few days, 6 to 10 day outlook. So this is a little bit interesting. So this is looking at late next week. And so the Climate Prediction Center is starting to pick up on that cool air, getting closer. And I think that will move in for our first weekend of August. So that is not this weekend, that is next weekend. And Vicki said Mount Tabor Christian Church in Campbellsville with their serve day on Sunday. All right, so this is our good news. And we're going to look at this with the long-range weather model. And then we'll get back to the forecast for you guys that maybe have tuned in like mid-show. We'll recap the forecast here in just a second. So let me go. Okay, we've got GFS. We want to go precipitable water. I'm going to go to next Wednesday, where it's just going to be just as hot on the 30th. This is kind of like my favorite. This might bore some of you, but this is kind of my favorite segment when we look at the long-range stuff. Okay, that's tropical. Anything in the pink and the red is, and even the green is pretty humid tropical air. So there's no change to that over the eastern United States. But keep your eyes on this. This is that fresh Canadian air. Let's see how that progresses in time. We'll go to the 31st. So that'll be next Thursday, July the 31st, last day of July. All right, getting a little bit closer. See this? Canadian cold front. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. I don't even know what that would feel like at this point in time. That's Thursday. All right. And the GFS and the European weather model are starting to agree a little bit more as well. All right, let's go further in time to August the 1st. There we go. Now we're talking. Now it's moving in. Now it's dropping south. So again, this is a little past a week from now. And notice that front gradually making its way to the south. So maybe by next Friday, Indianapolis is feeling fantastic. Maybe even southern Indiana is getting in on that. Maybe a little bit later for Kentucky as that muggy, tropical, sultry, sizzling air begins to move down over the deep south. All right, let's go into the weekend then. So this would be Saturday, August the 2nd. And we'll continue to track this day by day. Now we're fully in the refreshing air. So check that out. That's good stuff. Crossing the fingers that this does not change. So that would be awesome. So that front's going all the way down here. We are fully in dew points. Probably we're talking dew points in the 50s or dew points in the 70s now. It's just nice, dry, Great Lakes, Canadian air dropping over the area, along with a drop in the air temperatures as well. Speaking of which, we bring up the air temperatures next weekend. Let's see what it is calling for. Well, that would be nice. It's even showing 70s. This is 5 p.m. August the 2nd. Next Saturday, not this Saturday, the following Saturday. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? Might want that cooler air to cool down the pool temperatures by that time. And then bring up the dew point temperatures. So this is Saturday. All looking lovely. Even 60s would be a big benefit across the area, with the 70s dew points heading down over the deep south and heading towards the Gulf Coast. So like to mix in some good news, even though we'll have to wait for that. Mary Dale, wow, love that futurecast. Yes, loving the weather model data. The good news is here now, this is the GFS weather model. We always compare and contrast the GFS with the European weather model. European weather model is also on board with this cool down for the first week of August. August 1st is Friday, 2nd Saturday. Looks like we'll be in good shape there. So hoping for that weather pattern change. All right. You're right about that. We're human beings. We're good at complaining about stuff. So it won't be long till everybody's complaining about the cold air and the snow. Now I think, last several years, if I'm not mistaken, we have had some awesome fall conditions, like long-lasting, nice fall weather. So hopefully that continues as well. And Lillian, good to hear that your birthday turned out good yesterday. That is awesome. All right, so if you're just popping in, here's a live look outside at a whole lot of sunshine across the area. We're going to bring back up that forecast for you as well. And it's getting steamy out there. We can bring up the current conditions too. Actually, one map that I haven't showed you while I have the weather models up is the current dew point. So this isn't weather model data. This is the actual ASOS or METARS, which is the real observations across the United States. And so anything in blue is tropical air. And 70s is the air you can wear. There's a 79 dew point in southern Illinois. That's almost maxing it out as far as mugginess. So it is back. We've got a 77 dew point in Fort Knox, 75 in Louisville. Pretty rough stuff. Just as muggy as our friends down in Florida along the Gulf and Atlantic coast. Those are current dew point temperatures. So that kind of air is not going anywhere all the way through maybe next Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to bring this one back up here. Here's the weather headlines today. We're going to roll through that forecast here for you for your July 24th. Heat advisory today, noon until 8 p.m. Heat index up around 105. Can't rule out maybe an very isolated pop-up shower. You'd have to get real lucky, kind of like winning the lottery to get that for today. It's going to be a small chance today and tomorrow. The long-lasting heat wave, as we saw through the middle of next week, and then we looked ahead at the August relief. So 90 by noon today, 95 this afternoon, 87 at 8 p.m. The rain chance 20% or less. Southwest wind around 5 to 10. So earlier I was talking about the bird nerd segment. Look at the bottom left. That's a purple martin that I picked up on the Merlin app this morning. That Merlin app, Merlin, is pretty awesome, by the way. Picks up whatever bird sounds are in your backyard. But the first time I've seen the purple martin show up, and look at this, the radar animation from this morning around sunrise, you'll see all the purple martins take off from their roost right around Oldham County. It looks kind of like a bomb going off right there. So that is the purple martin roost near Prospect, Kentucky. And they all just take flight at once going. And what's great, why we cheer on the purple martins, their favorite snack is mosquitoes and other little flies and bugs. So they are our friends, the purple martins. So they're mostly black. They've got a little purple tint on them, but very cool. They are out there. So through August, usually they're always taking off from that same spot, that roost. Very high UV index of 10 for today. Easy to get that sunburn. Moderate levels of weed pollen. We'll see that weed pollen continuing to increase. That might be bothering you. We've got our before 9 p.m. sunset tonight, 8:59. And then by September 9th, before 8 p.m. sunset. So the day is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And the forecast again, 95 today. Heat index 105. Just a scorcher out there. 77 for tonight, your low temperature. So it's AC around the clock. Just really, really muggy. Sometimes see the windows getting dew on it. Fog it up a little bit. Tomorrow, a lot like today, 95, heat index 105, 20% chance of a pop-up shower. It looks like Kentucky pretty much all dry tomorrow. Little better chance, that 20% chance over Indiana for your July 25th. And the 7-day forecast, we've got 92 Saturday, going just a tad bit less hot, still hot. I mean, you're not really going to notice a difference whether it's 92 or 95 when it's this humid, but about a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. Slightly better chance Saturday. And then I've dropped it to almost no chance. Again, just a CYA, cover your butt, slight chance of a pop-up Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but mostly dry. Mid to upper 90s, lows in the upper 70s to the low 80s in the city. I don't think we'll get below 80. And then next Wednesday, Thursday time frame, trying to get that Canadian front to drop in a rain chance, which we'll probably need by that time, but also temperature relief, humidity relief for like right around August 1st, 2nd. Not this Friday, Saturday, next Friday and Saturday would be when we see that chance of some relief. So I'm definitely hoping that will be the case. All right. And again, I posted this yesterday, if you saw it, the 8:59 sunset. Some folks happy about it. It's a little reminder fall isn't too far away. And I do want to thank you if you want to partner up with us here at Extol Media, Extol Weather, Ben at 10. You can become a show sponsor. If you've got a friend or family member, if you know an organization or business that wants to partner up, you can email me, Ben at extolmag.com, Jason at extolmag.com, and we can get you out to thousands and thousands of eyeballs. We've been averaging well over 1 million views on just my Facebook content over the last several months here. So no doubt we can help you out and get your word out. Be your Southern Indiana megaphone. Ben at extolmag.com/weather is where we can get things set up, and email me right there. Bringing this back up as well. There's a look at extolmag.com/weather. You can become an interactive radar sponsor if you want. A lot of different spots where you can be seen. Another live look outside here at the Falls of the Ohio Foundation camera as we're starting to steam it up out there all across the region. Shout out to Lions Roofing, and you can find more information about Lions Roofing, a local family-owned company. I highly recommend them to you, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime, that being your roof and your home. Get free estimates right there at their webpage. Not only in Southern Indiana, but covering Kentucky as well. You can call them 812-294-3595. They've got a job opening, a roofing repair technician. If you need an opportunity, there you go. There are a lot more opportunities as well at Libs Paving at libspaving.com. And they are the largest asphalt contractor around, do concrete as well. But you can see superintendent job, project manager, all different kind of opportunities right there that you can apply online, the career section there in the upper right-hand corner. If you want to quote, like I just added another vehicle on, Michael Long can help you out. He's helped me out through some serious situations over the years where I've had a couple bad accidents, hit a deer, a motorcycle T-boned me downtown Louisville, and then we had my mom's part of her roof replaced, and inside of her house some damage from the storms, all with the help of Michael Long and American Family Insurance. They've got your back. Give them a call, 812-578-3072, or you can just go to amfam.com and put in Michael Long right there. It'll take you to his website. You can see all of his awesome reviews and all of the services right there as well. And you can level up wherever you are. They're going to meet you where you are at in your life, your career. Ivy Tech Sellersburg campus, 42 programs offered. They've got RN programs, IT, entrepreneurship, biology. I'm just reading off a few here. HVAC, automotive technology, a lot of different programs, 2-year certifications. The summer session is ongoing. Sign up for the fall sessions. That is August 25th. They are announcing more and more partnerships and programs across the area as they continue to grow and support the workforce and provide the workforce for Southern Indiana. So take a look at that. There's extolmag.com. You can also find our weather stories there and live weather information. So, all right. Is that enough of me talking on this Thursday? Happy Friday Eve. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here, your Southern Indiana meteorologist and beyond. And just a reminder, one last time, you can always find me on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. That is EXTOL. Like, subscribe on YouTube. You'll find some more videos and information there all the time. And again, extolmag.com/weather. Looking at the last few comments here before we wrap up your Thursday edition. Lillian got the live report of 86. I believe that. It is getting toasty out there. Perry saying, days are getting shorter and shorter, and my sleeping is getting longer. I wish my sleeping was getting a little bit longer. I think we're going to end it with Vicki. We always start it with Beverly Haggist, and then a lot of times we end it with Vicki Berger saying, have a great day. Hope you guys have an awesome one. Keep cool out there, friends, and we'll see you tomorrow on our Friday edition. Might be from the back deck tomorrow. We'll see. All right, have a good one. Stay safe out there.